And that was on Facebook?
That was Facebook, yeah. The place that we are trying to go live now, but are Facebook, so they're awkward.
Yeah, you need a title.
No. This is the data connection part of it. I always have to cut. This is the thing. I wouldn't even have to edit the show if it wasn't for the 5 seconds at the start where we're having to try and get Facebook to come online. Because we have to send the stream and then do the thing. Which means there's a bit at the start where I'm still setting up, and we have to broadcast that every time, and then I have to cut it every time. It's bloody annoying.
I mean, if that's the only editing you're doing, then I'm happy with that. I'm proud of you. So I remember when we first started shooting the shit, or coaching as it started.
Yeah.
You made your life extremely complicated with the editing.
In my defence, I don't like my face or my voice, or the voice of my face.
You ran a radio show, and your dream is to run a radio show.
My dream is to run a radio station. This is not
radio
the same.
station.
This is not the same as a radio show. You see, I don't have to have my face and voice on a radio show. The station, if I am not the topic. And I am not the topic.
You're not the topic.
No. The topic is welcome to CKNS Radio. Because in theory we're live. Don't know if we're live on Twitch because that's all spinny ball. But Facebook says we're live and YouTube says we're live. And we're not on TikTok, even though it says that we'll be on TikTok, because it was your TikTok and I never...
Oh yeah, and that was Be Fun Academy, so it's not even my TikTok anymore.
So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to realise...
I see how it is. Cut me out. Completely.
I've literally cut you right out.
Jessy,
not even here.
You just want my ear. That's fine.
That's enough, Jessy.
That's enough. Yeah, you're even cutting my microphone. I'm letting it grow just for you.
There's a line, yeah? There's somewhere between... I don't want to use the flash. I'm not taking a picture.
No.
Right, Jessy, put your hand there. Right there.
I now look like...
Further forward. Like here, where my hand is. Boom. Come on, baby. You can do it.
There we go.
Let me cover Jessy's face. Everyone gets to enjoy a few moments silence whilst we try to make this work in a way.
There we go. That looks good.
Yeah. I'll just move a little bit closer to you, Jessy, that's all. Because then it'll be less stressful. So if you're listening to the podcast, obviously you got a bunch of random interference after I said welcome, and that was because we go live on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube, and as a result of that I have to make a camera work, and the camera is a camera and it never does.
I mean, it looks better than the webcam.
Oh yeah, because you know that's a studio grade Panasonic Lumix, whereas the webcam is a webcam. But the problem with the Lumix is it's autofocus, and it's hard to manual focus because the camera is against the wall and we can't get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'll just use the autofocus today, but that creates its own problem. For example, I put my hand forward and it followed my hand and made Jessy out of focus, which is, you know, good times for everyone, eh?
Good time. Hey, good times for everyone, eh? I guess the Canadianism is wearing off on you.
No, I'm being Canadianified.
Yeah.
Audio looks good,
Next
which is good, because obviously if we don't have your brother to tell us it sounds like crap, it's up to us to make sure I'm using the right microphone.
I guess we'll find out later.
No, I just looked. It's the right thing. I'm doing it normal.
Do you have these random cravings for maple syrup?
Only with pancakes.
Okay.
I do sometimes get maple syrup in my pancakes. Sorry, I went to tell people I'm online and I had a reel open. So, volume.
Yeah, now it's copywriting.
I think we're going to get away with it, to be honest with you. Oh, that's us.
Yeah, see? No.
That's what I want to send to people.
That's what you want to send to people?
That's what I want to send to people.
Share.
Messenger. You, maybe not Jessy. Don't think Jessy needs it.
No, I don't even check my messages.
Well, so
I think I have a message from you on 3 different platforms, and like I'll get to it when I get to it.
Very organised, thank you, buddy. Oh, good. So I've burnt the candle at 60 ends month because I'm trying to get a lot of things caught up with, and I'm doing the upstairs bathroom and just generally with a lot of expenditures. I took on a lot more work, and I have worked like 19 hours a day again for a while, so it's left me quite tired. So it's very important that everyone understands who does tune in, because I know some people said I've been missing it, but I'm looking forward to being there tonight. This actually will be a short one because I am going to die.
I think you mean sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to utilise my free trial of death.
I thought you used that already.
I've used it a lot, to be honest with you. But if you wait long enough, they don't realise you're the same person.
Oh, so you get a new trial.
Yeah. I special offer once a year. You know, that's me. So, today on CKDS Radio, one thing we will be talking about is porn. So, this is why, because porn took up 4 hours of my day today. Not in the fun way. I wasn't sitting there watching porn for 4 hours. I was working, I was trying to retrieve some data, and my phone rang, and it was a dear friend who said, my phone's not working, I can't access any websites, I can't get on any apps. And I said...
You really needed a space.
So I went through and I did all the standard troubleshooting, so I was like, that's an SSL error, I recognise that error, something's interfering with your SSL. So we did the resetting networks and proxies, etc. And they were like, it was fine when I went to bed last night. And I was like, did you watch a lot of porn last night? And they went, yeah, you see, this is why I phoned you. Yes, I did. And what had happened was their service provider had identified what they considered to be suspicious activity on their network and had instigated a high level of parental control, which was interfering with all the SSLs. And I spent ages trying to talk them through the troubleshooting. They eventually had to go to Costa Coffee and do the identification on their ISP in the middle of a Costa Coffee, so that they could turn off the parental control and continue to use their phone as normal. But yeah, so that was me using a lot of my day with pornographic content. I didn't look at any, but someone did.
Someone did.
What was funny was because I went to Gemini to ask it a couple of questions, and I was like, so this is going to be really funny. If Friends having this problem with, oh yeah, classic Friends issue. I can see how you think it's me, Gemini, but it's not, and I wouldn't be ashamed. I was like, you could just phone up your ISP. We don't need to go through all this. You go phone up your ISP and get them to unblock it. Like, I've had O2 block mine in the past. Just phone them up. They're like, I don't want to face them. Like, they'll know what I've done. I was like, I'd call them up and go, you've blocked my porn. So either you unblock my porn or you start making some panting noises because I need my fix. Don't be ashamed.
Also interesting that the provider decided, like, you know what, you've had enough.
You've had enough. Too much porn for you. I didn't actually inquire as to how much.
You're cut off.
It may not have been a lot. They may have just, I don't know what they were watching, to be honest with you. I didn't dive into the nitty gritty of it.
You didn't dive into the nitty gritty?
No, I didn't dive into the nitty gritty. Right. But they are aware that I would talk about it today.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
But there will be no names, no identifiers.
Of course, no.
The people who know what happened know what happened.
They know. You know. I don't know you, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Also, obviously, I'm investigating the premise of using porn for corporate commercials because the idea was placed in my head. I've got some good blueprints. To be honest with you. So there's the porn segment. CKDS Radio used to talk about naughty stuff quite a bit, and in the first 5 episodes of shooting the shit, we didn't really.
We were super clean.
We were
and we were super clean, and then we started juggling dildos.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, I never showed you the video of the dildo juggling, but I do have one.
I mean, I can.
But it is juggling.
I can picture dildos, and like it'd be juggling the tips, like you'd be catching the tips.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah, because it'd be wiggly.
They're very wiggly. But they were juggling the dildo and then trying to catch them in the mouths. Difficult task. Successfully pulled it off 1 out of 10 attempts. Lots of face hits.
That would happen.
Yeah. Fun times. Just like a good challenge. Oh, so Jesse, that's one of my core stories for the day.
Core stories. So there's more.
Yeah, like I'm tiling the bathroom upstairs, doing the soft tiles for the ceiling for the wet room, and I discovered that the walls in there were even wonkier than I thought they were. So that's irritated me. Because no matter how much I tried to reline the tiles up, the next tile would still go on slightly wonky.
Like they're not flush.
Yeah, because the wall's not flush. It's been built at an angle. And the top, the angle of the top and the angle of the bottom.
Of course, it's going to be different.
They're not the same angle.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a 45-degree wonk. It's a 45-degree wonk on one side and a 33-degree wonk on the other. And it has, and there are bumps in the wall where they've done fills or patches and stuff. So it's just made it generally quite.
So you're back to a house project.
Yeah, because I'm not. I said to you because when my leg gets bad, I don't sleep in my bedroom because I don't want to be doing the stairs at night for the bathroom. So I was like, I need to do the upstairs bathroom so that the bedroom is always an option. And I thought I've got the power shower to go in the upstairs bathroom, and if I do that, then when Jack's used all my hot water, it's not an issue because it's a power shower.
See, I'm picturing a pressure washer, and
What?
I worked in a winery, so I'm picturing just like someone above the shower with a power washer.
I mean, if I could get someone to do that, that's fine. But I just don't think the room's big enough.
Especially close distance, it would hurt. Like that would cut.
Yeah, probably want a regular hose at that distance.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Rocky style. No, Rambo.
Yeah.
Rambo. Good movies.
I've just got a message. My treadmill come. I'm going to walk and watch. I hope they are. I'd like to be somebody's walking watching entertainment, even though I guess again I don't really like watching myself, but I have to in case somebody messages.
This is why it'd be really nice to have just a audio only version.
But this is why we will get back on Citrix and we will get on Live 365. We'll get back on there. I was borderline tempted to do it this week because obviously with the amount of projects I've done, I could fundamentally put the budget towards doing the broadcasts. But then I was like, I need to make sure I've got that kind of budget spare each month. And then that would suck.
Yeah, so wait.
It would become a bit of an obligation. And I don't want it to be an obligation. You know what we need? We need sponsorships. We need people who don't care what I'm talking about to give me money. And then we can use that money for me to talk more nonsense.
Yeah.
That would work for me. Well, what I need as well, more than anything, is I need some of the old crew back in the UK to get back on board. I know, like DJ Matt was more than willing to co-host something with me, but obviously that involves me having to be around. So I'd like to get some of the old people just running their stuff again, and just me doing this once or twice a week and doing the general administration and just chilling and having fun.
What would the rest of the shows look like?
The rest of the shows depends on the person. So DJ Matt Manning, he was like, he did bar and club scenes, but not like nightclubs. He would play 80s, 90s sort of mainstream pop. It was pretty cool. Whereas Jimmy actually does mix with decks, so he would do his own unique mixes. Kelly used to do a rock show.
So mostly music.
Yeah. Whereas Virginia Hay had her talk show that also played sort of classic tunes, but she'd come with a track list of about 7 or 8 tracks per show and topics lined out. She was very professional.
That sounds very professional.
Yeah, she was very professional. She knew her stuff. But she was a professional. She'd been performing since, I don't know, the 80s.
Okay, great.
She was an actual celebrity. We were just drunk idiots.
I mean, I started a podcast, and it's very much just like whenever I have a video call with someone, it's like, hey, can I record this?
Yeah.
And then throw it up and
see what happens.
See what happens. And a lot of it's coaching. So it's like, hey, this is the shit my friends are building.
Yeah, all you need to do with some of that is pull out some of your gems and turn them into little shorts and reels and stuff, and you've got a real marketable product.
I mean, I use Riverside, and I think they have an automated version of that.
They do. I saw it when you sent me the link. You can go there and pick what they think looks like a highlight.
That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing.
Sorry,
So
being notified somebody's in the room with us.
Someone is in the room.
I mean, I can see from the numbers there are people in the room with us, but people tend to message me on my personal channels instead of the live stream. But that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as they're communicating, I'm happy. You okay, Jesse?
Define okay.
No. I told you, man. I'm not sleeping. I'm so full of caffeine. I've got the jitters.
Oh, the jitters.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. This is the thing. Like, Jesse comes and we do these shows sort of late in the day at the end of the week
When we're both exhausted.
when we're both exhausted because it's the only window we can actually do it. You're like, oh, I've got a free 2 hours on Thursday night after running myself ragged all damn week. I'm sure will be hugely entertaining and there'll be no dead air. We used to sing a song. I think Rodney was the one who came up with it. In actual fact, when everyone stopped talking, he would sit there and he'd go dead air, dead air. Just to fill the gap. Rodney was brilliant. He was a showman to the damn core.
See, because especially if I'm doing podcasts, like coaching as podcasts, there's a lot of silence as people are just thinking.
Yeah.
And I want to make that part of the description where it's like expect a lot of silence.
Silence isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you're tuning in to hear people shoot the shit, you want them shooting.
Yeah, you want them shooting.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the time it's after a deep or a question of some sort. So it's like my hope or my anticipation is that if there's silence after the question, then whoever's listening takes the gap to think about their own answer.
Yeah. I don't think people come into my shows quite so meaningfully, even the ones I do with you, because they know I invited them, so they expect a degree of nonsense.
Degree of nonsense.
However, I've got other topics we can discuss.
Yeah.
Like the celestial parade the other day.
The 6 planets that I saw your message about a day late.
A day after the event happened, yes.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. You said you don't check your messages. You need to check your messages because you missed the celestial parade. But set the alarm because for anyone who did miss it, it is again in August. You can check on 4up.eu because I can't remember the exact date. But I've ordered my astrophotography lens so I can get a proper one. The pictures I managed to take using the lens that I use for everything, they were already fairly astounding. Because Jack was like, "Oh, they just look like stars," and then I zoomed in with the camera and took pictures. He was like, "Oh, they don't. I can see craters." It's like I'm told with a good lens you'd be able to see clouds tonight on other planets. So you can see a cloud on another planet. And can I just ask, are there any flat earthers listening? What did you see it? Do you ignore it? Is this not a real thing? Was this NASA? Was this a NASA hoax?
Yes.
The ability to look up using an organic lens and see another planet spinning in our sky. Was it a NASA hoax? I have to know how the flat Earth community has responded. I assume they stayed indoors so they could pretend none of the pictures are real.
Don't look up.
Yeah, they're like walking around with their eyes closed. You could see one of them in the day. I think it was Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter. You could see it in the day. It was crazy bright, but you didn't look up because you didn't know it was there.
No.
So you missed it. You missed it.
And like that's the thing. I usually go for walks at night. There's one night I was following the stars, and then I was looking at them. I was like, huh, like that kind of looks like a bear fighting something. Yeah. And then I realized like the constellations are just
they're
stories that people pulled from the stars. Like, hey, look, that one kind of looks like a bear punching a pig in the face. Like, I could see it.
See, I thought I was seeing the wrong things. Like, I was like, I'm not sure. Maybe they're just stars and I'm wrong. And I downloaded a constellation app, pointed out, went, it says that's, I can't remember, Gemini, I think it was. Not
yeah.
Gemini the AI, but a constellation. because it was supposed to be like north of Gemini. So I was like, it looks like it. All right, well, I'll get my proper camera out and I'll zoom right in. I was like, oh my holy God, that is a planet. That is. Me and the boys were running around the garden. Like, we were so excited. It was such a thing. And it'll happen again in August, but there'll be 20 years till the next one.
Okay, so please make sure that in August, I'm around.
Yeah.
But if not here, then here.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably want to be here because we'll have. I'm going to have a 660mm lens to look at it from, so you'll be able to see details on these planets.
Yeah. So please make sure I'm here, and we'll have.
Under the premise the lens is up to the scratch, it claims it will be. I hope it is.
I'm holding. When in August?
I told you I don't know, but I'll tell you what, because this is a radio show and we are supposed to be giving information rather than vagaries. I
like vagaries.
I will check because I wrote an article on it, as you know.
Vagaries?
Yeah, it's a word I just made up.
It sounds like a type of tea.
I'm out
it's
of
like
tea.
The flavor is very vague.
I'm out of tea. Well, don't bring tea up.
You are out of tea.
I'm
guy.
out of British tea.
You're out of British tea.
Out of British tea. I've got
Man,
no churny chai in the house.
Back to the motherland for you.
Whatsoever. I am so stressed about it. I keep going to make it and going, oh God, I've run out.
Do you still have both X
August.
and Twitter on the same bar?
Right, so, oh no, sorry, in August we're only getting a 5-planet morning parade. Oh no, a 6-planet parade in August and a 5-planet parade in October 2028.
Okay, so there's still hope.
Yeah, but it'll only be 5 in 2028. It's 2 years till and you'll only see 5. The last 6-planet parade in this sort of 20-year window is going to be in August, and I don't know the exact day. It's possibly because astronomers don't know the exact day yet. But the news that I saw, where I was doing the research, this only broke on BBC News the day before the event. They did not really create a great deal of prep time. And none of the astronomy groups that I'm in on Facebook or Instagram, none of them announced it until there's going to be a parade in 6 minutes, sort of thing.
It's like, the sun is coming up.
I was like, cool, so you're all covering whatever war's going on in 19 different directions of the planet. But this is like something actually cool happening in our life that is free, that can make you feel both brilliant and insignificant at the same time. And you've basically gone, that's not important. Trump did a thing. I don't care about America anymore. Let's pretend they don't exist. Tell me about the cool stuff with the stars. I'm interested in that.
What would the world look like without America?
Oh, so much better. So much better. But
or with an actually united states.
Oh, do you know what'd be funny? What was funny? I've been rewatching Mock the Week recently, and it is obviously a really old one.
Mock the Week.
Okay, another show I'll introduce Jessy to. So it's a panel show where they talk about the news.
Okay.
This is the type of way you would enjoy getting your news, actually. And it's just been renewed. It got cancelled 6 years ago. It's just been renewed finally, which is great, which is why I started rewatching it. And I'm watching the one with the American elections, Clinton versus Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And they're they're sitting there going, he's never getting in though, is he, this Obama fella? But his name is Barack Hussein Obama. A black man named Barack Hussein Obama. There's no way he's getting in, and they're sitting there ripping the piss out of him. Like nobody wants a woman in over there, but there's no way this guy's getting in. I'm like, you were wrong, and he turned out to be bloody brilliant, and I miss him, and he needs 6 more terms. You shouldn't have been allowed to retire. They should have just stopped electing people.
I think his wife would have.
I don't care. About
Michelle wanted him to retire.
I don't care what she has to say.
You don't care what Michelle has to say?
No. You've seen the state of America and the world as the result of America. No, she needs to understand that the world needs him. I don't know, Jessy. I'm very tired. They're actually thumbsticks from an Xbox controller.
Oh, I thought like some.
No, I'm just being sort of weird, mate.
You were being weird?
Yeah. They don't do anything. They don't work. Don't register.
No, register.
It's a way to hold the phone without it doing anything.
I feel like you're tired.
I'm so tired. We're going to get our hour in, Jessy. You could see me I sort of flag and then I speed up as one because I had I had a rather large coffee about an hour ago just to try and push through to the show, and he came in. I was just like yawning, and my eyes are half closed. And in actual fact, if you guys are watching, you can see my eyes are still half closed. But every now and then, a punch of the caffeine hits me, and I speed up a bit, and then I slow right back down.
It's like slow release capsules.
I don't know what it is. It's just the way my body does things. It's just a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I forget.
Barely human.
Barely human.
Barely human. I hear people say things like, I can't have caffeine before bed. Like, I have to stop my caffeine at 12 or I won't sleep.
I'm one of those.
I can have caffeine at 8:50 and be asleep at 8:55. And this is the thing I was saying, leaning back to one of our earlier shows, it cuts in with us me talking about I need some cocaine because caffeine don't do shit. And we're back there again because I'm always exhausted at this time on a Thursday. I actually tried to nap today.
Have you considered? I think they created this new product.
The moon tea thing.
Sleep.
No, I never heard of it.
You never heard of sleep?
No, but I tried napping, which is a similar product, but also doesn't really work for me.
No.
No, my children were very loud.
Yeah. See, the sleep. I think it takes 8 hours to kick in.
No, not a chance.
It's like head on a pillow, 8 hours, and then you wake up and you're a new man.
No, I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm
You feel good?
I'm gonna put some Mock the Week on when we get upstairs and chill.
True.
Oh, I introduced you to Red Dwarf last week.
Yeah.
The writer died.
Oh.
And
I think you.
the memes about his death were some of the funniest things I'd ever seen. And you know, I don't laugh at death because I don't find death funny. I find it sad. But because obviously, as you know, like the first episode, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of themes of like when Rimmer discovers his dad has died and things like that, and all the jokes from the show, and they had turned them all into jokes about Rob's death, and it felt like quite a good homage to him.
Yeah, because he wrote it.
He wrote it.
It's his joke.
They were his jokes about death, and they worked so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never seen like a celebrity death where I've gone, I'm sad, but I'm laughing. So it was quite
So he's still cracking jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Some people are timeless. And again, sort of Monty Python Mock the Week earlier on, where there were like unlikely lines to see in the Bible, which one of the stand-up bits at the end, and somebody gets up and goes, he's not the Messiah, and the whole audience went, he's a very naughty boy. And I rolled up. And Jessy, is that a blank look on your face?
I've never seen it.
Life of Brian.
Life of Brian. No.
Oh, one day, Jessy. One day.
Brian sounds familiar though. No, I'm thinking Bliff.
Life of Brian is a comedy by Monty Python set around the same time as Jesus, and everyone is mistaken Brian for the Messiah. And like there are parades of people following him around, and his mother's like very displeased with him all the time.
Is that the one that starts with like 10,000 naked people?
No, that's the meaning of life.
That's the meaning of life. Okay.
Same studio.
Same studio.
It's one of our local ones. Yeah, but so all these people are crowding around his window and they're like, Joe's the Messiah, send out the Messiah. When his mum comes out and goes, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy, and slams the window. Yeah, it's gold. So, I mean, there's so much Monty Python to watch with you. And Monty Python are quite special in the way of comedy, because I remember watching one of their reunion tours and they were like, we wanted to make something that was so different that you couldn't label it, you couldn't name the type of comedy. That was the aim. It was an indescribable comedy. And what actually happened was somebody came up with the word Monty Python-esque, which became the official name for that type of comedy. So instead of being undefinable, they became the definition.
That makes sense. You do something without a label, you become the label.
Yeah. So I think it was John Cleese like that sort of backfired. That they are just so much. Jessy, from anyone who hasn't tuned in before, Jesse's from Canada, and he comes from this sort of area in the French area of Canada.
No,
No,
my parents are from the French part.
your parents are from the French part.
I'm from the forest.
But he's from the forest, so there's no electricity basically. Jessy, when Jessy got out to Europe, he was surprised to encounter things like televisions and light bulbs. It was all very new to him, and we've slowly but surely been introducing him to concepts like radio. I think he's really getting to grips with the idea of radio. Books are, it's just all this technological world has been very special for Jessy. And each week he comes here and is introduced to something new.
It is fascinating.
Something new from 50 years ago.
Although, to be fair, there's like the national radio in Canada.
Yeah.
And I worked in... I drove a rock truck for a while.
Right.
And the only radio station I got was the Canadian station. So I got very used to their network, and there's certain times a day where it's a gardening show or just complete and utter randomness.
A gardening show?
Yeah.
How do you do gardening shows on the radio?
They made it work.
Trust Canada, eh?
You call in and tell them your gardening problem, and then they tell you how to fix it.
Okay.
And then you're sitting there driving a truck, and this is the only source of entertainment.
Jesse's psychological state is becoming more and more clear. Guys, I will say for you silent spectators who I can see are in the rooms, you can feel free to talk, by the way. Don't let the tired man try and drive the whole show, especially because Jessy has taken the reins off this week because he wanted to see what happens if the reins aren't, if he's not trying to steer a direction. So what you've done is you've essentially left me exhausted, confused, and completely in control. So the messages would be useful. Otherwise, it's just me hopping from one thing to the other in the ADHD way that I do, but with even less structure because I'm not sure where I am right now. So just chirp in. And obviously, if you listen on Spotify, you can't chirp in. You've missed your opportunity to tune in live. Why are you coming in late?
You're obviously on Pluto.
Am I on Pluto?
You're on Pluto.
How did I end up on Pluto?
You remember that water you were drinking yesterday?
Right.
There was something special in the water.
Oh, you see, I thought you meant Pluto.tv, like the streaming service. You mean the
No,
planet?
I mean the planet.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm told it's not a planet anymore, it's a dwarf planet.
Does that change the temperature?
No, it's cold and distant. And tiny. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the cold, distant, and tiny.
It's cold, distant, and tiny.
So it wasn't part of the parade?
No, because they don't count it anymore. Even if it was there, they wouldn't say 7 planets.
But would they at least tell us that Pluto's at the
They
party?
didn't tell us the other 6 were there. I found out at the last minute. They didn't care.
I'd feel so bad for Pluto if it showed up to the party and just never did no one mention oh, by the way, Pluto's here.
Oh my god, I've got another song to play you. This by Tom Cardy about Pluto. It's a comedy song about Pluto.
Did you know it lost its planetary status in Prague?
Did it?
Yeah.
How dare they?
It's a Czech thing.
Why did they do it?
Cold and distant.
Yeah, it's cold and distant. It still orbits the sun. Give it a break. You're like, oh, you're too skinny to be a planet. Well, leave it alone. It's thin shaming is what you're doing. It's got an atmosphere. It orbits the sun. We can see it from here. Leave it alone. They're harsh. They actually
Have you heard of Stephen Hawking's theory of aliens?
You'd need to be more specific. What's his theory?
The way that I know it, is there are almost definitely aliens.
Yeah, it seems mathematically improbable that there wouldn't be.
Yeah, and the way that he breaks it down is there are most likely aliens, but you have to imagine that if there was a 24-hour party, and everybody comes to the party at some point for 1,000th of a second, it's unlikely that you're going to meet anyone.
Right.
So it's like everyone goes to the party, but you're at the party alone.
Oh.
So that's why a big part of what we're trying to do in space. Now, if we're on the topic of space, big thing that I believe we're trying to do is create something that will outlive us.
Mm-hmm.
So something like predictable. And actually, when we're looking for alien life, that's what we're looking for. Just like something
Evidence of something.
Yeah, something blinking at a regular rate or an
We
irregular
found something
rate.
a few years ago, didn't we? Something that was blinking at a pattern.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
synthesized pattern.
that's blinking in a synthesized pattern. That's
But the thing is, we could actually all be at the party right now, right? And if we're all at the party right now, and you allow for the idea of, say, 5-10 light years between us, but you also allow for the idea that because the universe is, the Big Bang happened at the same time, so planets that are within 50 light years of each other actually probably started their evolutionary position at the same time. But that means none of those planets would be anywhere near light travel spacefaring yet. So we'd all be actually.
yeah, we're all hanging out.
We're actually all at the party.
waiting for the bus.
We're actually all at the party, but none of us actually have a way to reach each other yet.
Yeah.
So we could, in actual fact, we could be surrounded by occupied planets, surrounded by other people who are like, I wonder if there's anything out there. I've seen a good a comic strip actually once of Batman and Superman laying in the field, and Superman turns around to Batman and goes, "Do you think we're alone in the universe?" And then Batman goes, "You're an alien." You know, creased up.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that would be the most interesting part is if we meet aliens and they look exactly like us.
The statistical chances are fairly good.
Because we're perfect?
No. Because things tend to... technology and evolution seem to follow a similar linear pattern, because problems that need solving often have the same solution. So on Earth we had more than one sapient species evolve at the same time, and they split off from chains and evolved in different directions, but essentially converged at similar points because that was the answer. And then we see the same thing in technology between screws, screwdrivers, hammers, the tools we developed. They all got developed differently, independently, but were the same tool. So the chances are that we would encounter something that not only looked like us, but had developed more or less the same tools as us.
Is that why there's different types of screws? Because the actual like screwdriver screw combination was invented in a different part and just...
Yeah, but I mean, most of them eventually came to the same conclusions, but different paths were taken along the way.
What's the best?
Phillips head by a long shot, easily the Phillips head.
The star.
No, the cross, the Phillips.
The cross.
Yeah, the star's a nightmare. Because of how many intricate edges there are on the star, it's easy for them to get sheared and become a circle, and then you're bollocked. The flathead only has 2 points of tension, easily damaged, but the Phillips has 2 cross points, which means if you push down, you're going to get traction. It is the superior screw.
What about the square?
Again, I'm
more likely to end up a circle.
More likely to end up a circle. Especially, like, for example, I had a Phillips head. I can't believe the direction this conversation's taken. I had a Phillips head that I did actually shear to a degree where I had lost a bit of traction on it, and I basically just put a different Phillips head in the hole and hit it with a hammer, and it sort of re-embossed it a little bit, and I was able to just turn it again, which you can't really do with the others.
No, and actually this is an issue that I ran into the other day where I was trying to let the water out of the radiator, and the screw was so worn, and it's a flat.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Where were you? Your house is new. Where were you using a radiator key?
My in-law.
Oh, right. Oh, God, it's been so long since... Do you know what? I remember when I first moved out, I moved into this place called Haggerston Road in Bournemouth, and the house was built in the 50s. And I was there for a year and a half before I realised you're supposed to bleed radiators.
I didn't grow up that...
You didn't grow up with radiators to bleed?
No. It's everything...
You grew up in the woods?
It was electric. My house was electric.
I didn't realise you had electric. I thought you lived in like a shanty. Just wood fire and everything.
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Although, to be fair, a lot of houses do heat with wood.
Yeah. Well, we've got most of the chimney stack has been done in a way to have a fireplace installed. That's why it's there. And that's, as you can see, the holes that I filled because they didn't actually do the top properly. So I filled the entire thing with foam for the time being because I don't.
The entire chimney.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because pigeons were falling in it and they couldn't get out.
I mean,
Because
just filling the top.
Because they hadn't capped the damn thing.
Hmm.
I'll be honest with you, it's because I used high pressure foam when I started from the middle. I didn't go up.
Oh right. You don't like heights, right?
Huh?
You don't like heights.
I'm not a big fan of heights.
Right.
Because I've got this wonderful desire to jump the moment I'm up there. Call to the void is immense. Got to be super careful.
I had that with transports.
What?
I used to walk on the highway a lot, and like when a transport went by, I just had to
jump in front of it. I could do it. I could take it.
No, like that's the thing. Not in front, into it.
Yeah, I could take it.
It's just like
I'll go flip this thing over. I'll dive into the side. It's going down.
just for whatever reason, transport's going by. Like, I want to know what happens when someone just jumps into it.
Yeah, and that is called the call to the void. You don't listen to that guy.
No,
He's a bad man.
You don't listen to
The
that.
call to the void is a bad man. He makes you do silly things.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, historically speaking, is I've told you before, we were at a party and there was a fight in the car park. You know, I was 3 stories up at a block of flats. I jumped off the balcony to stop it. I will jump. Yeah.
Actually, I heard of the best way to stop a fight. This will be.
I felt slamming into the car park worked pretty quick.
A buddy of mine told the story. It'll be on my podcast. But his buddy was breaking up a fight, and he had fries in his hand. So he just walked up to the guys that were fighting, put a fry in one guy's mouth, put a fry in the other guy's mouth, and the sheer confusion of like, what? Why do I have a fry in my mouth?
That was an interesting method to say the least. Yeah.
The sheer confusion stopped the fight and restarted communication.
That is an interesting way to do things.
Yeah, just shove a fry in a person. So if you're ever stuck in a fight, just shove a fry in the guy's mouth.
I just jumped off the balcony. I've got no idea why my knees are shot. So anyway, yeah, so I don't get up in high places now if I can help it because I am stupid. And I will do things like that. And I'm getting older and I will less likely survive things like that. Although when the bathroom's done, I'm going to build the balcony. So that should be interesting.
So the house will be done by summer.
But it depends on how much I can endure the level of work I'm doing at the moment. So I'd like it to be done. I'd like to go and sit out on the balcony in the summer and take tea.
What would it take for you to slow down?
A large sack of money.
It sounds like the money's starting to come in.
Yeah, but that's the result of me speeding up, not slowing down. I need a large stack of money that doesn't involve me doing work, and then I can give money to other people to do work for me. Money. It's always money, Jesse. It's always money. It's all I need. The Beatles had it wrong. I just slowly watched the hamster wheel turn. What do you mean the Beatles had it wrong? All you need is...
Yeah, I got there in the end.
I was watching all of that go through the gears.
Yeah,
they had it wrong.
Took time.
Do you know what? That could be the next parody, mother. All I need is cash. Cash is all I need. You're right.
What would you do if you had that big bag of money?
I told you loads of times.
How would you start?
How would I start?
Who would you hire?
I'd go to bed. That's the first thing I'd do.
You go to bed?
I'll be like, hiring people is going to be a tomorrow problem because I've got so much money now it doesn't matter. Then I would fly to England and I would probably try and convince a couple of people there who I know can do the things that I need to do to come over here to do the things. And I would definitely be looking to drag Jessy and Alison over here so they can see some of the local terrain. Drew has been before. I would drag Drew if I could get him away from his desk long enough to do it. But Jessy and even Amy, I would want to get over here, but she'd have to take a break because the thing is, Alison has been building up her tattoo business, so she's very busy and she's really making a go of things. And Jessy is a palliative care nurse. She's super busy as well, and Amy is qualifying as an accountant. So all of them have these really high schedules, but none of them have been here yet. And I would go. I will cover whatever needs to be covered. Come and see the Czech Republic. And that's the first thing I'd do, because I would. The thing is, everything I do is urgent because I need to make sure the wheels are turning, to make sure there's money. But if I could take 2 or 3 weeks off, like I said to you, I couldn't do nothing for a long time. But if I could take 2 or 3 weeks off and drag some of my old friends here to enjoy this place with me for a little bit, I'd like to do that.
You mean Brno?
Yeah. And possibly other areas in the vicinity of Brno, Czech Republic, Eastern Europe. Because there's so much to see here that I think a lot of people miss. The first time my mother came here, she was expecting to see some kind of third world country, because she knew it as Czechoslovakia, like an offshoot of the Soviet Union.
Oh yeah, my mom still calls it Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, so... so it made me think of my nan, yeah. My nan passed away during COVID. And I remember when I first started seeing Nikki, and my granddad was making jokes about how she was only dating me for a green card. And my nan was like, "Part of you fucking idiots don't need a green card." But then he called it Czechoslovakia, and then she yelled at him, "It's the Czech Republic. It hasn't been Czechoslovakia since 1991. I'm like, "You're really up on topics now. You've been drunk since 1977. You are well on it." I saw her sober once. Horrible experience. No.
That was 93.
So the actual separation was earlier.
Oh, he's fact checking.
The actual separation was earlier. The official naming might have been 93.
I look forward to the day where someone somewhere says, "Hey Steve, I think you were wrong about that fact."
1991, Czechoslovakia was a critical transition phase following the 1989 Velvet Revolution. There was an economic transition and the Slovak National Party. There were a lot of disputes.
Is the Velvet?
It's when they threw the politicians off the building. It's the Velvet Revolution.
I thought it was Velvet because it was painless.
Okay.
Throwing politicians off a building.
Yeah, no. So 1991, the last of the Soviet troops were ejected from the country, and Czechoslovakia gained its independence and began the transition.
So 91 Czechoslovakia was born, 93.
Well, no, it was still
Republic.
Czechoslovakia It was still Czechoslovakia when it was in the Soviet Union, because in the Soviet Union, the countries still carried their own names. Yeah. But 1991, Czechoslovakia exited the Soviet Union, and they began the process of becoming Czech and Slovakia again. Because throughout their history, they've been Czechoslovakia, 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 Czechoslovakia. It's happened a few times, and I think Hungary was part of it at one point, and possibly because I think
Austro-Hungarian Empire.
The Austro-Hungarian Empire. So this conversation started about porn. See, I love how wild this is. This is CK this Reddit. It's wild. Yeah.
I told you, I'm letting you drive the bus.
Yeah. And the bus, there's no labelled stops, mate. So 1991 is actually where their independence began, and 1993 was when it was finalised. Okay. 1989 was I think the revolution. The
revolution was different than the Berlin Wall. It just happened to be in the same time. Because they were both 1989.
I don't know whether one maybe triggered the other.
Berlin Wall began the fall of the Soviet Union. And the way that I heard the story is basically they started breaking down the news broke that the Union was falling apart, and then they started breaking the wall, and then they realized that the news came before, But then when they
the Velvet Revolution was 8 days after the fall of the wall, and it was a catalyst because the people in Czechoslovakia realised that the Soviet Union simply wouldn't intervene if people were fighting for their independence.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened in Berlin. They wanted the Soviet Union to intervene, and they were just like, "No, we're good."
Go on, do something. No. Oh, freedom.
Yeah.
I guess.
Cool.
And see, I think the fall of the Berlin Wall was painless, but the Velvet Revolution was less painless.
Yeah, because I think they didn't even have any bullets.
What,
So they asked for guns and bullets, and then they're just like, "No, we're good. Ciao." Whatever comes next.
I'm sure the Czech one was.
Less painless.
Oh no! This is a previous one where they threw the oppositions off the building. I do apologise.
Yeah, because I thought it's called the Velvet.
Yeah. I remember Nikki calling it the Velvet Revolution was when they threw him off, but it wasn't. It was 2 decades earlier they threw him off the building.
I have a really hard time saying Velvet Revolution and not Velvet Innovation.
Yeah.
Because that's the meetup, and I go there frequently. Have you been?
Oh, do you know what I mixed up with? I think it was the defenestration.
Defenestration.
Yeah. I can't spell that word. I'm too
Clickety
tired.
click.
I'm too tired.
Tappity tap. Clickety click. Tappity tap. Clickety click.
Yes, it happened more than once in the Czech Republic. Defenestration, it did.
They threw politicians off the building.
No, the first time it happened, do you want to go way back? Way back. It was May the 23rd, 1618 was the first time it happened.
The throwing politicians off.
No, this one was Catholics.
Throwing Catholics off.
Yeah, because back then it was the Holy Roman Empire was running the Czech Republic.
See, I just feel like if you throw people off buildings, there's going to be some mess to clean up.
I'm now Googling the history of officials being thrown off of buildings.
And Gemini is going to be like, Steve, what are you planning?
I'm interested. I'm
just curious.
Prague's history of literally throwing authority out the window. That's an article in Britannica. Prague's history of throwing people out the window.
Prague's history of throwing people out the window.
Oh my God. They've got a rich heritage of throwing authority out the window. 1836, 1483, 1618, 1609, 1948. Oh.
Wait, 2026? What?
Oh, there was an attempt in 2004.
Oh, crap.
The case was reopened in 2019. So in 2004, the police said, no, it wasn't an incident of defenestration. In 2019, they reopened it and closed it 2 years later, saying they couldn't confirm or deny it due to lack of evidence. So apparently the most recent attempt at defenestration here is, in theory, during COVID.
2024.
2019.
Ah, 2009.
Yeah, it's quite.
I thought that was the case was reopened in 19.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. The
2004.
most recent case being investigated was 2019. So yeah, you're right. 2004 was the last time it happened, or it's supposed to have happened. But there's definitely some spotted throughout the 90s as well, which is I think how in my brain that got meshed with the Velvet Revolution. Or at least in Nikki's brain when she told me about it.
I'd like to know more of Czech history. I have this really.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I have this thick book.
I love I'm talking about people getting thrown out windows. It's wonderful, wonderful history.
Wonderful,
bright and colourful.
Like, such a happy, colourful history.
Oh, you gotta give them points though, ain't you? Like, in reality, in most of the world, through most of history, politicians mostly get away with nonsense. Whereas, for some reason, in the Czech Republic, they'll put up with a certain amount, and then you're not being arrested, you're not going to prison, and the French, let's be fair, they're quite nice with their guillotines. No, you're going off a building. You're going to see the end come, and it's not quick, even when you hit the ground. It's not a good way to go. Scrape him up, he'll die eventually.
Just leave them there.
Yeah, I assume they remove them.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like it's a two-step process because
It isn't. It's a two-step process.
the politician is gonna have to get scraped up at some point.
Yeah. Or you leave him. Well, it depends where you've done it. Because I threw him outside of a church. So I like the first time it happened. So I assume the people who worked at the church had to deal with it.
Also, church windows are pretty low, so that's
Well, they're high enough to kill a man, but it just won't be quick. Just won't be quick. Like you get. Oh, you look at the church in the city.
How is that living according to church rules?
What do you mean? It didn't say Catholics threw him out the window. It said they threw a Catholic out the window. That's different. That's a different thing. And if you're talking about living by church rules, I don't think I've ever seen it.
You've never seen someone live by church rules?
No. Have you ever seen a Christian behave like a Christian? Actually, I take that back. Tim lived like a Christian. That's it. One.
That one guy named Tim.
One guy, Tim. He was a good guy.
Good guy. Good Tim.
He was.
Have you tried Tim Tams?
No, I have not tried Tim Tams.
They're so good. You bite one end and then the other end, and then you drink your coffee through it. You need the double chocolate though.
Oh, I do that with Twixes.
Twixes.
Right, so now we've got to look up, see if Tim Tams and Twixes are in fact the same thing, and we've got the same habit with a different brand. Tim Tams. No, and that's a penguin, and I do it with penguins as well.
It's so good.
It is so good.
I did it in Australia. There's one day in Australia, I went grocery shopping with some people.
Yeah.
And then my dinner was a box of Tim Tams.
Yeah, look, I'll show you.
Just like straight out of sugar.
That's a penguin.
That's a penguin.
Yeah, which is a Tim Tam in Australia, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that look like a Tim Tam to you?
Very much so.
Yeah, so it's just regional branding. Yeah, so that I do that. But I do it more with Twixes now because it's longer. And the caramel on the top of the Twix will hold it together for longer.
Yeah, that's why I like the double chocolate.
Yeah.
Because the normal chocolate, it's too thin.
Yeah, it falls apart.
Yeah, but the double chocolate, you get to soak up some coffee and then eat it, and
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. No, it works really well with the Twix because the caramel really holds it. Really holds it together.
Yeah, I like chocolate.
Sorry.
Apology rejected.
All right. Well, I was actually apologising to the audience on Spotify who got silence from me. At least these people can see me texting on my phone, even though none of you are interacting. Just sit here watching me sweat.
Your apology was rejected on their behalf.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, we may.
Where are we? Oh, almost an hour. We had my phone's on charge upstairs. We had unusual post-event viewing figures for last week's show. Have you got the number? Have you got your phone? You left it upstairs.
Yeah.
Of course you have. This is the wrong phone. It doesn't have those details on, I don't think. But I logged in
you
earlier.
sent it to me.
Yeah, but I sent it to you from which device is the question.
Oh, I don't know.
Jessy. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. So, can someone explain to me how we had a watch time of 2,955,602 for last week's show? Yeah? And none of you talked. Because these are the Facebook figures. So we've got exceeding 2 million watch incidences, because it hasn't told me what that measurement of time is. It could be seconds, it could be minutes, doesn't matter, it's a lot of them. And you didn't message. You let us sit here thinking we were alone. And that is uncool. I'm just saying, that is uncool behaviour. So, pack it in. Start talking. I feel like I could gain to them.
I thought that was like 2,000.
You thought it was 2,000? No, Jesse. There's extra numbers on the end of that.
So almost 3 million
Somethings.
something.
Yeah. Let's pretend it's seconds, right? Because I don't know. And just work that out in hours.
I thought the other one was time.
And that's an average time. 3 million seconds to hours. Right, that's still 833 hours. That is a lot of listening hours. Why are you all so silent? I don't know why I'm yelling at them. They're not going to answer. And like I say, the people on Spotify can't.
And thank you,
Oh.
everyone who listened. We appreciate that you care about what Steve has to say.
I don't. This is CKDS Radio and up yours. Get some jingles out of this. That'll be good for the in-between radio playlist when I get it back on Live 365. You're listening to CKDS Radio, up yours.
That'd be good stuff.
Huh?
That will be good stuff.
It's coming soon. It's getting more justifiable by the day. And I like the idea of sometimes you and me maybe coming down here, not being live on Facebook, because with the music we can't be live on Facebook, yeah?
Really?
Yeah, because we don't have the licensing. I'm sure we can't do music on Facebook. So they'd have like us talking and then they'd silently watch you and me moving around for 3 minutes. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to like run a live radio show with music on Facebook unless all the music is public domain. Although we could do a public domain radio show just for a chuckle, and like because the thing is that there's loads of music in the public domain, but most of it is like 20s wax recording recoveries, so it'd be like a hilarious like kickback, Steve and Jessy and the Roaring 20s, and it would be the other 20s. But then on the other hand, you've got bands like Nefex who actually do public domain music now, who I love.
Well, that was going to be my question. That if anyone does public domain music,
Nefex do. They're legends. They've saved so many of my productions by creating great quality music that they have allowed us to use for free. They are absolute legends. I recommend you go to YouTube and listen to them. They've got like 150 songs now. Nefex. Neffeex, I think.
Okay.
I'm not a great speller.
That's okay.
Talon loves them as well. They're so good. They're really good.
All right.
100% recommend. But no, I'd like to do a show that was a music show, but we wouldn't be able to do all of this for it. But it also means that if we were going to do a music show, in theory, we could record it earlier in the day at any time we've got, and then put it in the broadcast queue and not have to do it live. Or we could do it like we used to do the music show live, and people would send in music requests. Back when we used to play music, people would talk a lot more, because like a conversation would lead to a song, and then we'd play that song, and they'd be like, "Oh, you know what this reminds me of?" And then another song would be suggested.
So you're basically just shooting the shit, listening to music.
Shooting shit, listening to music, yeah.
Oh man, that's
like
next level shooting the shit.
Yeah, it was good. So there was never any plan about the music. That's actually the music machine.
You mean the computer?
Yeah, that's the music machine. That's the one that had all the music on it. There's 2 terabytes of music stored on there. For which, by the way, if anyone's listening, all the CDs are in the other room. It's not illegal music. It's legitimate. I've got...
You ripped 2 terabytes of music.
Yeah, it took some time. I mean, at the start, there was like a month where I was just ripping music. Yeah? Then there was actually purchases of music. Then things like Nefex, like was downloading it from YouTube, which again is allowed. But then obviously as time went by, I would go into cash converters in Bournemouth and I'd buy a couple of CDs and I'd rip a few each day that I'd picked up. It was like 10, 20p a CD. And I've got spindles of thousands of CDs. I mean, I think at one point we were using a CD and a mini disc deck before we started using the computer for music. It was old school. Mm-hmm. I mean, in theory, we could just use Spotify now, but it feels a bit like a cheat to use Spotify to broadcast a digital radio station. Plus, I don't think Spotify actually have as much music as me. Because they've only got the people who enrolled. I went and bought a CD and it's there. And we could have some real fun. I could bring down the vinyl. We could do some of them using actual vinyl. Send some of that classic crackle out over the air.
Actually, yeah, that's what I was thinking. That there is a texture to CD versus digital.
And I've I rip everything as lossless, so you get the same sort of audio quality, but you wouldn't get that on Spotify. So like a lossless FLAC of an audio song is like 110 megabytes, whereas the downloads you'll get from Spotify is about 3. There's a lot of range that they've gone, it doesn't matter. And for most people it doesn't. But when you're an audiophile, as it's called, it matters. It makes a huge difference. And I know to people who are listening on Spotify, the audio here isn't super consistent, and it's not, and the people who are watching the video, the camera isn't super focused. Unless you're watching it on replay, and I've refocused it using Topaz.
Either way, the top of my head is still missing. Like, no matter where you're watching this, I don't have a top of the head.
Camera, this is my hand. Follow my hand, magical hand, magical hand. Come in. Follow the hand. Let's get some faces in. Thank you. You seem more interested in Jessy than me, and he's only got half a head. It's not just me, is it? He's the central focus, the half head man. We're going to discuss the man with half the head. Yeah, well, do you know what? If I'd realised early on I was going to sit this far back in the room, I could have tilted it up a little bit more. And then we'd probably both be slightly better in focus, and you'd have a whole head. But these are the lessons we learn.
These are the lessons
I contemplated just moving the show out there, to be honest with you, where there's a lot more space and we could sit face on.
I don't know what's stopping you. Actually, this show initially was out there.
Yeah, but that way was quite bad. But I've actually got a machine set up there now, so we could do it this way. And again, listening to this as a podcast with no inclination of what my hands are doing.
This, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, you go there, turn there, see that? Up there, over there. Good stuff. Worst directions ever.
Alright.
But we could in theory take it out. I'll think about it. What I'm thinking about doing is buying another mic so that I'm not moving it up and down all the time. Look, me and you, we've made it 6 shows, Jessy. 6 shows of exhaustion and nonsense and confusion.
It's a lot of confusion. Actually, no, it's a lot of nonsense and exhaustion.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sleeping here tonight, because it's just like driving after
He was
this.
previously going home, but I think you realise that it's crazy the time you get out.
Yeah.
Because then he doesn't even live in this city.
The show ends and then the conversation starts somehow.
Yeah, true.
It's like,
It is. We look off. You watch us struggle to hold a thread because we're what's the word? We're held hostage to trying to make sure there's something for the audience. Now, natural conversations, they don't happen like that. You're not like, oh, I can't let there be dead air. You can't. You don't have that in a normal conversation. You're not worried about the silence, and as a result, there's actually less of it. So we spend all this time on here trying to make sure that we're keeping the conversation flowing. Which involves actively thinking about what the conversation is going to be. But then we log off, and as we're walking through the house, you'll see some shiny keys jangling, and that will immediately
shiny keys.
That distraction, that diversion, will create a conversation. And then Jessy will end up talking with me for an hour or something after the show, and not get home until ridiculous o'clock.
Sounds like my Thursdays.
That is, I think that's pretty much exactly what happens.
It's my Thursday.
Now this week actually we did come on with prerequisite conversation. I had RSVPs from people who I knew were going to be here, so I knew there were topics I was going to cover. So there was a little bit more structure, despite the fact that when Jessy got here, I just drank a gallon of coffee to try and stay conscious.
It looks ineffective in your eyes.
You know what? I've got cramps in my stomach. That's all it's done. I've given myself a cramp. That's all it does. It has upset me.
Are you still exercising?
Yeah, I have to. There's an alarm set. It yells at me. I missed a few when my knee was playing up, and I missed a few when I was not. When I was so deep in the work, I wasn't prioritising myself, and I was like, "Your knee's playing up because you keep doing this." So I got myself back into it. But yeah, I'm still exercising. But the routine got disturbed for a bit. I wasn't doing my 10:30 warm up, my star jumps and such as much. But it's all gone back in. Especially, I think I've worked out a great deal of what's been causing some of the abdominal pain I was experiencing, and I'm running an experiment regarding that. And if that's the case, then I might actually be able to get past that 93 kilo mark that I always get hit at. Because I always get down to 93, and then
pain.
Then the pain comes, and I end up back at 105 because I'm not moving because I'm in so much pain. And I'm just gaining weight. But I think I know what's causing it. So
Actually, yeah, you've been a lot more consistently healthy.
me,
Yeah, I remember when we first started seeing each other, you had issues more frequently.
yeah, well, you know, I've become a little bit more self-aware. I had some, you know, life changes that have affected the way I am operating, that have had, I think, in general, positive influence. So, unexpectedly. So, I am physically a little bit healthier, but I am still too beholden to my work. I'm not making my phone calls enough because I used to call Drew every day, and I used to call Jessy every day, and I would exchange memes with Alison every day. Now Alison is still consistently sending me memes. Drew started calling me again about 3 weeks ago. He was like, I haven't heard from you in weeks, so I assume everything's on fire and you're too busy to talk. And I was like, everything is on fire, I am too busy to talk. But then we started making a point of, when I finished my work, no matter how late I finished, I would jump on Helldivers with him and we would play one mission. Even do a 10-minute mission, just so I did something that wasn't working the day. So now we're talking again. And obviously that's led to Drew's boarded the project again. He successfully got the API to do a location check for the postcode system today, which I was trying to do a year ago, couldn't get it to do. He worked it out, fantastic. So me and Drew are talking, me and Jessy have caught up recently, but I'd like to start calling her on my walks again more, which means I need to be doing them again more. Because these are my people, these are my remote people who keep me sane when I'm alone. I give them a call, put them in my headset, go for a walk and pretend they're around.
I do that with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called my dad this week just to let him know what was going on with the headlights for his car.
I think every time you mention your dad, I forget you have a dad.
Most people do. Kelly was, how old was Kelly? I grew up with Kelly. She lived on my estate. And she was, I think, 26 when she met my dad. We knew each other since we were 5. So you are forgiven for forgetting my dad exists. Because most people were surprised when he turned up at one of Jack's birthdays and ran the barbecue. It's the first time most of my friends met him was at one of Jack's birthday parties. He was running the grill.
I'm picturing just you with white hair.
No, Dad never went grey. He shaved his head when his hairline started receding, but he never went grey. I mean, he might have now, but no, I saw him last year. That stubble on his head didn't look grey; it waxed. So he's still not grey. I don't know how old he is, 65, 64.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah, retired. Might be 62 actually. How old am I? How old Sarah?
You have 1 year more than Talon versus Jack from 33.
Right, I'm 40.
There you
go. I'm 40.
Right, because you wanted to get your license before 40.
Yeah. And
did you?
No. However, the plan for the license got retabled by me and Drew recently. There is a plan.
There is a plan.
Yeah, because we had to abandon it because it became a matter of complexity, linguistic issues. And have you ever read the Czech Highway Code?
No.
I've got a copy somewhere. If you.
I got a German driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd find German easier, to be honest with
I
you. They've got too many road signs here, man. It's insane.
have no idea how to convert it. But at some point, I imagine I will need to convert it.
Yeah, 2 years.
No, if it's EU, it's different.
Oh.
I hope.
I'm sure it said 2 years.
But I think if it's EU, it counts as a local license.
Let's have a little look. I'm sure it said if you're in here for more than 2
I
years.
mean, I almost ended up in German prison because of that 2. In Germany it's 6 months.
You were supposed to convert your Canadian license to.
After
German.
6 months of living in Germany.
And I think it's the same with the English to here. I thought it was 2 years if it was a European license and 6 months if it was an international.
Well, I haven't been in Czech Republic for 2 years yet, so I'm fine.
When must I convert? Let's have a look. When must I? You must exchange and register your license. but it's not a conversion issue. If you did it before 2013, you have to do it. Residence. If you've been living in Czech for 185 days, you should be exchanging it.
So 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Why does no one care?
I think because it's an EU one, it is less of an issue.
Yeah, because I know in Germany.
Because it's not technically a conversion, it's an exchange, so it's easier for the local police to read.
Yeah. Because when I went to, I was very surprised. I got stopped for like a ride program in Germany,
Yeah.
and I hadn't drank, so it was like 0-0, lost my license.
Well done.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, my plan is actually to do mine in England and exchange and convert. So because there is so much to the Czech theory test, it's insane. But what I can do is do my test in England and come here, and then I can set a conversion test that is actually just the practical, not the theory, to convert it, which is significantly easier than learning 4 billion road signs.
Yeah, I failed my theoretical test 10 times.
So don't say stuff like that. You know, I've never failed a test. That horrifies me, the idea of failing.
But the way that works is like every time you fail, you just pay $10 and you do it again immediately.
No, I don't want to be
So
doing that.
I just kept paying. I didn't study, so I just kept paying. And in Canada, you also need to know the signs for like, if for whatever reason you don't have blinkers, you put your arm out the window to indicate.
Yeah.
When's the last time, if someone put their arm out the window to indicate, would you actually understand what the hell they're talking about?
Yeah, because you have to do it for the bicycle test.
You have a bicycle test?
Yeah. Tyler's got a bike license, he didn't want it.
There's such a thing as a bicycle license?
Yes, there is.
Motorcycle, I guess.
No, bicycle. It's
Bicycle,
not, obviously not mandatory.
Push bike.
Yeah, push bike. It's not mandatory, it's a safety thing. Because the better you are trained at using the bicycle, understanding the physical road signs, knowing what signs to use with your hand to let people know, the safer your time on a bicycle will be.
I always went for the avoid cars.
I mean, avoiding cars is a good thing. I think they do cover it in the test. Don't get hit by a car.
Yeah.
But it also you also learn about when you should be using the road, the pavement, or the bike lanes, things like that.
I thought you just wung it.
And that's why there's a license.
The driving test I only failed once.
Yeah? I don't see. People say that. It terrifies me. It's one of the reasons I avoided it.
You don't want to fail.
No. But I'm failing by not doing. So I'm changing the mentality.
You miss 100% of the shots you never take.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is studying for the theory, flying to England to do it, where you cannot pay £10 to resit it again. You have to book it, and there's like a month.
Oh.
And since I'll be flying, I need to pass it first time.
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
So I'll be doing the test, I'll be studying, flying over, doing the test. Then I will be basically locked in to doing my driving test in England because I will have done part of the test already. Then I will fly out 6 months later and do either a 1 week or a 3 week intensive driving course with the test at the end. Hopefully pass, come back here and not actually be allowed to immediately drive because you have two choices. You can either have your licence in the UK for 6 months before you can drive overseas, or you can convert your licence to be able to drive overseas. So when I get here, I'll basically have a licence that lets me drive in the UK only. But I will have one.
And then you'll convert.
And then I'll convert. Because that will be easier. And I'm trying to not fail at things, so I'm going to take a route that is easier, rather than learning 10,000 road signs in a language I'm not brilliant at.
You're not brilliant in Czech?
No. Trochu česky.
I feel like we need to have an international, horrible Czech day.
International horrible Czech day. It's 80% of expats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just get all the expats together.
Probably when you go online, you go to these meetup things, and I don't know if you've ever looked at the Tinder for Friends thing. Yeah.
No.
Right. So you could on Tinder. It doesn't have to be used for dating. You can find people to meet up and hang out with. But Most of them are essentially like, I'm looking for someone I can meet up with and practice my English with. They're like, oh, you're an Italian trying to learn English. That's not helpful to me. I need a Czech person who's looking to just hang out, so that I can practice my foreign language. Because I need to learn your language. Because a lot of these language exchange, because you get specific language exchange apps, and almost none of them do Czech.
Tandem has Czech.
And that's a human exchange.
That's a human exchange.
I can meet somebody.
You can meet someone. And there's actually, like, you can meet people locally because it's geographical.
So, if you're still in here, JC, I was talking about if I had money, the people I would immediately be trying to fly out here to have a holiday, whose way I would pay just to see them. I would fly to England and I would drag you over. If you're still in the room, sorry, she messaged, she heard about me going for walks and making more calls again. But I would definitely be looking to bring you out here so you can see all the cool stuff here. Because there's a lot to see. And obviously I come and see your new place, because obviously I have not seen it yet. So Tandem, sorry, I picked up my phone to check that, but it turns out that, you know, like I say, people are actually messaging in my personal inbox. So Tandem, can I find people to meet in person, go sit in a bar and
Most likely.
and discuss? Nice.
No.
Installing that, thank you.
No.
Because I installed loads of language apps, and basically none of them had checklist as an option. And then someone said, you know, you could just meet people on Tinder, and in that you can set it to friends and just meet people on Tinder to do things with. And I was like, no. Anyway, I tried it. It's terrible.
It sounds like Tinder's trying to be like Bumble. Because I heard Bumble has friends.
I don't know what Tinder's trying to be. I don't get along with it at all.
Have you watched the movie?
What, Tinder?
Bumble.
No. Dating apps have movies?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like movie / documentary
Interesting.
about the birth of Tinder.
I'll put it on the list, and we'll see. Right. That being said, guys, we did successfully break the hour, at almost an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. I am tired. I am in pain, and I am melting. So, I'm gonna call this a night, and I'm gonna leave and never return, or I will see you next Thursday. And if for some reason you feel you didn't get enough of me tonight, you mental case, you can go check out the Spotify and listen to the first 3 shows of this, where I also talk absolute crap. But more structured, because Jessy's asking questions.
Woo! Structure.
So thank you for listening, and good night, farewell. I will see you next week, if for some reason you choose to tune in again.
See you next week.
And if I see there were 3 million listens next week and none of you have talked again, we're going to have words.
Nice words of kindness.
I will continue to not be Canadian.